All right, everybody on your best behavior. Good. All right, I'm going to share screen. All right. Go ahead and get into your KVCORE if you brought your laptop, and if you haven't already. And when you log in, it should log in right to your dashboard. All right. Everybody in? All right. So everyone's going to see something different. I see everybody's because I'm an admin, so that's why this thing looks incredibly busy. So I get to see all y'all's busyness, and that's why I actually have separate logins so I can sort it out. If I just want to look at my own, I have to go through some filters. But when you're looking at your dashboard, especially if your phone, you get a ping on your phone and says, hey, you got a new email or a new text. Here at the top, you're going to see where it says new leads or new texts or new emails or anything that comes in. So you will actually, and these come up on your app as well. So you can actually go in and see if you've had any new texts. Sometimes they're just on here, but this can get crowded because you're going to see everybody that's logged onto your website and started searching for properties. And as you start going along, as you're doing your social media marketing, as things are going, this will get busier for you. You should expect some natural, what we call organic traffic, as you start doing your own social media marketing. Now, that's not to say, this is what I'm talking about, social media marketing above and beyond what your core listing machines is doing. That is also known as Circle Pix, but your core listing machine is the program we give you at the beginning where you put in all of your social media accounts and it will automatically post stuff for you, which is, really nice. So that's just content. That just kind of makes you look busy. You got stuff going on, articles on, building and Art Deco and all kinds of stuff, whatever you've chosen. Some people just choose everything. And also listings. It will put out listings. You want to make sure that you've got a minimum set on your listings. I remember when I was new and I started putting in, just send listings out. And, I'm on my social media and I'm looking at this going, hey, you can own this fabulous new home and this rundown trailer on a lot. I'm like, oh, okay, it's my dream home. My dreams are a little bit bigger than that. So you can set a medium, like, set it down to like your low point, like, 250, 350, something like that. If you're aiming for a niche crowd, you want a higher end, go ahead and move that minimum up. But that's fine. All right, everybody got their profile, because this is an opportunity. I think everybody here is pretty much taken this, but I do want to run through it one more time. But now that you've had an opportunity, some of you, to work with it, this is a great opportunity to come in with any questions that you might have. So all of y'all will have to go to your profile if you haven't already. Make sure your picture's up there, nice and pretty. The newer the better, unless the older one looks better. I noticed Alan Randall, his photograph on his business card, he still has dark hair and a dark mustache. Yeah, I took it last year, he says. Sure.
Well, you can also do the picture and use face out.
There you go. You can adjust. They have all kinds of wonderful filters. It's interesting because before I was a real estate agent, being in the engineering profession, you're gonna put your picture on your business cards. I'm like, well, what's that all about? But it's nice because when people get your business cards, they might forget who you are, but then they see your name at the bottom of emails, they see it on your business card. So they know you. If you set up an appointment and you're meeting them somewhere and you walk up, they're already comfortable. You're not some stranger with a name tag. Oh, Alan, I know you. You look just like your picture, I hope. In some instances, you might not. Oh, here comes Alan. All right. So make sure your profile's up to date. Make sure you've got this is going to be key because your profile, your bio, your contact information also goes into the company website. So if somebody comes into a company website and they're looking for an agent, don't be like all the other half of the other agents who have yet to give us a photo of themselves. And you're at risk of having somebody at some point go out and try to find something online that looks similar to who you are and posting it. We don't want that to happen. All right. So with that said, and your app also installed, I want to go into, and I want to revisit this because you're not going to see this part of it in general. So I see this part here, this lead routing. So when we're setting up leads, broker leads, company leads, whatever that happens to be, for the broker team, and we haven't turned this on yet, but we will be this week. So what you're going to see is your name here on the list, and this will be adjusted on a regular basis. And I say adjusted because as we have the round robin, when it comes in, it's going to meet a certain criteria. It's going to be assigned a round robin as opposed to a blast. Email blasts are bad because, it's unfortunate for some of us people who have, older phones, slower, and never get a lead. So we do it fairly. We do it in a round robin. You'll get notified via text and email. And here you'll see you got 4 minutes to accept that. So remember, back in week 1, and some of you who are just joining us today will get a copy of this material, but we talked about statistics. We want to reach out to these people within the first 5 minutes, if possible. And then it's timed out, so everybody gets a chance in the round robin, 4 minutes apiece, 36 minutes. If nobody accepts it, I get it. And I'll work the lead too. I've actually, I was doing that this weekend. I was emailing a potential lead, and if I warm it up and hand it off, then all the better, because I'm part of the team too, right? All right, any questions on the round robin? Excellent, so I'm sure. We also have, we're going to be doing rental leads and doing some recruiting on here too. All right. All right, let's go into our CRM. I'm going to go here. This is all contacts, so I see everybody. So when you go into your smart CRM, you're going to see your contacts. Now, some of you are already starting to get natural traffic. Some of you may. Some of you, you'll see, hey, organic website. You'll see who it's owned by. These are company leads.
That's for everybody.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
Hello?
sorry.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
All right, Martha, mute. All right.
Yeah.
And then some of these are going to be, and you'll notice where the source was. So you'll find out where the actual lead came from, whether it was an organic website, a tracked call, it might be a direct website, somebody that went directly to a specific website. So we have, we have multiple websites. We have the company website. So somebody sees ameriteam.com and maybe selects an agent or just starts doing property search. That's going to come in as a company lead. If they go to your website directly, it will show that, and it will show you as the owner. Here is a private lead owned by Samantha Hamilton. That was a manual ad, so she's one of our new agents. So it'll tell you, hey, this is something somebody put in on their own. Tracked calls. Now, I'm just learning what tracked calls are about, but every one of us gets a smart number. And believe it or not, it's the same number. It just depends on who it comes from. So when you're texting somebody or somebody's texting you, it uses this smart number that's in the system. So if somebody calls you and you've got your smart number is already assigned and you've got your phone number embedded in your profile, and somebody calls you, that call's tracked. Even though they didn't leave a name or a voice message, or maybe they left a voice message that was very short, that actually comes in and it's logged. So that leads to, because they called in for a reason.
Where is that at?
You're going to see, well, you might not see it on yours, but you'll see it here. Here at the top
Oh,
is a company lead. It's assigned to me to get reassigned because I'm not assigning out tracked calls yet, because I'm still learning what they're about.
Okay.
But it's just an assigned phone number. And so when I click on the lead, it's just a phone number. And I go back here, it was assigned to me. Here's the hashtag. They talked to somebody for 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And so if I do a reverse on the phone number, I'll find out what that's all about.
So do we each have our own number like that?
Yeah.
So how do we see, because I mean, I think it's good if we have them always use that number.
Well, it is, but at some point, so when I'm working with the CRM, and this is my take on it, this is for developing leads. Everything that comes in here, we're using to develop them. And you'll look at the top, here's the client journey, right? Sphere to prospect. So Sphere, friends and family, anybody you know, hey, the HVAC vendor you just met, or whoever it is you're befriending from church or special interest groups or any of those, put them into your Sphere. Because you can send them information and keep them up to date with market reports, things like that. You can come up with an entire campaign just to reach out on a regular basis to your sphere of influence. And then when you're entering your sphere, you can add hashtags. So you can hashtag friends, you can hashtag family, you can hashtag vendors. And so you understand what the relationship is and keep track of them. And over time, we make hundreds of friends. And family, they have no choice.
Okay.
Prospects, new leads when they come in. That's more or less what you're going to be working with. This is a new lead that's come in. New transitions to active. Now, this is kind of where I start veering away from the CRM. I'm still tracking information, but this came up recently. So let's go into this. Let's go into a real person. So before we do that, I want to go into I'm just going to look at our team leads. So I set up a filter and saved a filter. And if you create your own filters to sort out your leads, you can actually, do a header. So you can have a quick action. I just want my company leads, right? So we're going to go into this one right at the top, Marileith 7.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all right. So Marileith, who left now you can go down through here and go, and so this is what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, she looked at some properties, she got assigned, validation run. Oh, here's a text that went out that wasn't sent because it's a landline. And then Marie reaches out, and somewhere in here, she writes a note that says, this is a bad number with a smiley, with a sad face right here. Custom note on October 30th. So all of this took place on October 30th. It came in, it went through all this stuff. It was tagged, and she tries to reach out and writes her own note here. Bad, but apparently the email is good, because she's continuing to get emails. So I would dare guess that this person's name might be Marie Leith, right?
Mhm.
Leith. So we could actually go ahead and change her name and save it,
All right.
right? So that when she's receiving emails now, it goes to her instead of her email name.
Okay.
It sounds, now we're connecting.
Mhm.
And if it's somebody you make contact with, and this came up too, this is kind of what I wanted to touch on. Off to the right here, you'll see all of the actions you can do. Now, we can attempt to make a phone call, and you can use the system to actually make the phone call and have it connect up, ring it here, and talk to them through your phone. You can call now, but what I do is when I'm making a phone call and I'm using my number, I just log the call. I made a phone call and here are the notes I'm making in my phone call. That way, when I'm going in and I'm seeing your history, it's easier for me to say, oh, okay, Marie actually made phone contact here or didn't. Sometimes this is left third message or whatever it is you happen to leave. They weren't home, or at this point you would mark it a bad number.
Oh, I didn't need to do that.
Bam, right? So at this point, it's like, oh, I tried calling, it's a bad number, boom, marked as bad. And so now that's at the top, that's your last one. Outbound call, bad number. And this will track if you got an inbound call too. All right. Adding notes, we got that. You can send emails from here and voicemail drops. We're not going to get into that right now, and videos. Core actually has BombBomb video built in. We're using Hippo, and then they only limit you like 3 a month or 5 a month or something like that. So we don't need to get into that right now. But once we get them active, we've already made some changes to that one. Let's say down here, Jessica, who Daniel's working with, and this question actually came up. I made phone contact. I'm in the MLS. I'm sending them more defined things of what they're looking for in the MLS. And they've noted it in here, but they keep getting drip campaigns
Mhm.
from the machine. So once you've made contact and they're active, you can actually go down here and click on active campaigns. There's not one on that one right now. Let's pick one that does have an active campaign. This is one of Marianella's. Right here, active campaign. So they're on property alerts and they're getting a conversion default buyer. So if you do nothing, at least this system will fill in on those blank moments if you're, hey, life happens, right? So things are going to happen if the stuff goes on with the kids, with the family, somebody gets sick, you're going to travel, things like that. It's nice to know that they're not left high and dry. But if you are working with Thalia, I don't know who that is. I would actually try to make contact and make sure we update that name. But let's say you did, and they became an active lead, or a client, you're actually helping them firsthand, sending them stuff through MLS, maybe even setting up showings. Over here, you'd go to active campaign, you'd click on it, and you'd pause it or remove it. Usually if I'm busy with them, I'm removing it. Or you can add, maybe there's a specific one you're going to add. For instance, maybe they told you that, yeah, they're out. We're looking, but we're just starting and probably won't get serious for another 6 months to a year. Well, you can go ahead and add a campaign. Here's a 12-week and a 26-week campaign. So you can actually add a campaign that's going to stretch out over 26 weeks, and it will send them regular emails. Yes, Marie.
So that list is much longer than the ones that I have. Has whoever this is, have they physically added those campaigns on there? Like I don't have the conversion ones.
Conversion are, those are automated and those are turned off. You probably have the default ones.
I have default.
And you should
active
have
here.
buyer 12 and buyer 26.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of these are just old carryovers.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
When we were in conversion before it was KVCORE.
Oh, okay.
So some of them were actually using drip campaigns that go back that far. So
Okay.
they got carried over.
Okay.
All right, so you can assign a new one and delete an old one and then kick back and you'll be all set. But you can add and remove campaigns here. Same thing. Same thing with property alerts. You're already sending them stuff from the MLS. You go into the property alert and you go up here and you turn it off. And that way they're not getting stuff from you twice. And they're like, well, why are you sending me this? We talked about that. And it avoids any confusion.
Ask you another quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm sending, let's say I have somebody that hasn't looked at anything, then all of a sudden they click on a property.
Mhm.
And before I can respond, they've already sent. So you want to restart your search?
No.
I don't want it to do that.
Once they've started, oh, you mean they've gone in?
Yeah, they've.
You've
gone
already
in.
taken them off and they've gone in and clicked on a new property.
Well, I have them on stay property alert. But they haven't clicked on anything in a while.
Okay,
But then they click on it, on something,
but you could turn the property alert off.
but I don't want to turn it off. What I want to turn off is KVCORE automatically emailing or texting them before I have a chance to, before they notify me. You know what I mean?
Well, so the property alerts are just going to alert them to property. The only other emails and texts they're going to get are any of them assigned by the, yeah, let's go back here.
I might have to find
Over
an
here,
example of one later.
Right, so it'll be like property alerts are separate from active campaigns,
Right.
right? So you can turn them off on an active campaign, but they'll still get property alerts. And what you can do,
Mhm.
let's go back to Thalia, I think we had here. What you can do is sometimes what you might need to do is make changes. So alert 2, you can set up a second alert,
Right.
or was this on or off?
That is very tricky.
It was on.
That's the way the
Right,
part works.
so you can edit the settings and update the property alerts, and they'll continue to get homes. Hey, this new home just came on the market, and they'll get those, but they
Right.
won't get any other emails or texts from you.
They will, if they haven't clicked on it for a while, and then they all of a sudden click on a property. It'll say, do you want to restart your search? And it's just like a generic email that I don't want to send because I've been talking to them on my phone on the side the whole time, you know, it's just, I can show you an example later.
Yeah, it's,
Don't
I'm
worry about
not sure. So either it's on or it's off.
Okay,
Um,
no problem.
Restarting the search would be, you could set up like a second alert or just turn them off and put them onto MLS,
Okay.
auto drip. Hey, I'm going to be sending you some stuff. Take a look and interact with them more on that.
Okay. But it doesn't keep that, the thing that bothers me is this keeps a running, like, I was looking at my text from my sons from 2015 the other day. I mean, I keep everything and it keeps a running.
Running history on every
Yeah,
customer.
but MLS doesn't automatically, like when I send them something through MLS, it doesn't show up on here.
No, what I do is, once I'm active, then my history with them is through my emails and my MLS, because MLS will track every property it sent them,
Okay,
right? So it's really just a matter of converting.
I gotta have to switch my.
The idea of using this and what we're using it for is to collect names, work through them,
Mhm.
have the system auto email and do all of these wonderful things, because, you know, we're talking about you guys getting anywhere from 20 or 30, hopefully more leads in a month. So let's say 1 lead a day.
Mhm.
And let's say you're in this for a couple of months, 2, 3, 6 months go by, you're going to have amassed a large number of leads, and some of them are going to be bad, and some of them are going to be long-term and tire kickers, and
Okay,
some of them are going to be right. So you've got to develop your system right now.
Okay.
Develop the skills to work with this so that over time you can, you know, knock them down to 1 star, put them up to actively, change them to client. And then you'll just look at all your clients, and you could do like an email blast, Merry Christmas to all your clients. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do as you do your CRM. But when you're interacting with them, I'm not using my CRM anymore. It's just too much.
Okay.
I don't like to send properties from this tool. It's not as good as the MLS. MLS, you can really hone in on much finer details. It allows you a larger spread of options when you're working with the MLS, and you don't have to send a zip code. They want to live in an area, you can draw a circle and just do a radius, and just do everything in that area. And so much more details you can put on a house. And so it's much more robust when you've got them on an auto drip from your MLS. And just note that in here. Hey, here's the date. I got them on an auto drip in the MLS. I'm contacting them directly. And then at that point, it's your own email string. You're on your way to developing them into a buyer or seller, right? Most of them that we're going to be working with right now are going to be buyers. So these are the things that I'm going to be looking through. When I go down, I look at, like when I looked at yours, I'm going to be going all the way down the bottom. Oh, they came on and saw a property. This was a lead. It was signed to Julie and Giselle. Giselle, as we had in our last week's meeting, will be assigned to every one of your leads. She's going to be your lender partner. So you're the one that's going to be communicating through here with her. Hey, I've tried 3 times and haven't gotten through. Giselle, maybe you can try. Maybe give her a text. Here's my lead. Go try them out. But don't give up. Remember, we've got to at least get 6 hits before we can actually start developing them as a lead. Or they fire you. Hey, you know what? Fire me. Great. I can move on to the next person. Don't sit here making me, send out text after text 2-3 weeks in a row. You know what? And they have, when you're texting through this, they have the option to type in stop. It handles it automatically. They can unsubscribe, gives them the option anytime. So if they're getting their text, they're getting their emails and they're not clicking on that unsubscribe, well, that's usually a good sign. So, okay, here's an email that was sent and you can actually go in and view the email, right? So this was a default. Subscribed. Oh, they subscribed to the market report for Haines City. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, you assigned it for them?
Yeah, I've been doing the market. That's kind of like my new thing.
Okay, that's cool. More emails sent and there's no phone number. So at some point, like, hey, I'd love to talk to you about your, what you're looking for. Give me a call and get them to call you at the very least. Try to get their phone number.
That's not my lead, but I have been sending market reports.
Cool.
Sending them.
Well, this is Julie's, right? So she has 2. There you go. All right. Any other questions on this? All right. This is the other thing that I see. So I go down here and I go to business analytics. I go to agent performance. And I see all the Maritime agents here and and at some point I will be filtering this. Right now, you can see all these people out of rotation. We've got some new people that are in, but look, so somebody who's come in and never logged on, I'm not keeping them in the rotation. I go in here and I go, yes, you're out. Yeah. Oh, V was in an hour ago. That's awesome. Now, this is where I was putting in the set of rules, and I'll go over those with you too, which I took off before I went on vacation because I didn't want everybody getting booted out of the system again. Oh, look, I'm in. Good. That's a good sign. And I don't want to be in rotation here. I'm not supposed to be. So, Teresa, 6 days. It's not a long time.
Can we see that screen that you're looking at or no?
You're looking at it.
But I don't have access to that same screen?
No, you won't ever.
You don't need it.
And what's going to happen? What's going to happen when I go in and I do offices? So I go to office, and we have Champions Gate and Maritime Realty. I go right to company, and I go here to office settings, and look. So this is where I can set up agent accountability. Hey, make 6 new lead calls over 3 days. And you're gonna get flagged if you don't. But this is off right now. This is where people were getting caught up. Require login every 2 days. And so somebody wouldn't log in for a couple, 3 days, and boom, you're out. Now, what this will do is it will reset every month automatically. And like I said, I turned it all off because we're still, all of us, myself included, in learning mode. And then you'll be assigned tasks. So the drip campaigns that we have, and I'll actually go over one, will actually have tasks assigned to you, which may include, hey, you need to call these people today. And if you go through and you don't get, and at this, I can set it to whatever I want. If you don't get 80% of your task complete within 30 days, then boom, it's gonna boot you out. And then requiring follow-up. So if you get an action, so somebody, you get a text, hey, you just received a text or an email, and you don't respond to that within a certain time frame, it will boot you out. We'll discuss what we think these should be, because I want it to be fair for everyone. But in the meantime, it was just interesting to see, what would happen with the auto accountability.
Are those just on company leads?
Yeah, everything you get is going to be a company lead.
Well, but I mean, I've got all my other ones.
No, that's all yours.
Okay.
That's just on the company stuff. I think. We'll find out.
Because my
I'm pretty sure it's
tasks
just
are
on
other
company
ones.
leads,
The
yeah.
tasks that it gives me on the other leads, not just.
So these are the tasks. You're gonna go up here when you come in, and at the very top, you've got some notifications up here. I've got leads I'm supposed to call, follow up, check in with Hayden Welton. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Follow up with these. So I've got some things that are due today, due tomorrow, upcoming, and you click on them, and I have nothing due. These are all just past. So these are from old. These come mostly from the auto drip campaigns that come in. So let's take a look at those. Okay. I think marketing, smart campaigns. Here we go. All right. So the default buyer is the one that we see. Let me see, default new lead buyer. So this is one that you see a lot, right? And here it's switched on, which is why you see it in your list. Some of these, this is page 1 of 1. There's a couple that are switched off that aren't being used anymore. But if we look at the default buyer, these are all the touch points. So the new lead is sent a text. And then here, new leads, send a text and call immediately, system to agent. So you're automatically assigned a task to send a text and call and leave a message, or maybe call and make contact. And then within that first day, the first email goes out. It goes from the agent to the contact. So let's edit that just to see what it looks like. And here's the agent. Hey, thanks for checking out whatever the site was. Are you looking to buy soon or just browsing at this point? Regards. Cancel. So it's going to assign, it's going to tell you, the system's going to tell you, the agent, to do this. The system's going to tell you, the agent, to do this. The system, on the behalf of the agent, is going to send the contact, or the agent's going to send an email. The system will send the agent. Agent will send. Now, when it says agent to the contact, that's this sending out the text or the email. So you can actually go into this day 2. They're going to receive a text from you. Look, I saw you visit our website the other day. I meant to ask, are you an investor? Boom. So there's 720 days of stuff in here. So all of these tasks that are going to get assigned to you, you're going to go in every morning, you're going to go in, you're going to look at what your tasks are. These are the phone calls you're going to make today, and make them. I've got to call these 6 people today and make contact or at least leave a voice message. So that's your reminder. Now you might get somebody that says, well, I'm a little ways out. So this is a custom made. You can actually make your own drip campaign. So this is a custom made email that will stretch out for half a year, 6 months. They're 6 months out. But you want to keep them going. So they're going to get regular emails from you and reminders, maybe to put them on an MLS auto drip. Week 4. So the email, they're going to get an email that says here on day 14, credit scores. And the email is going to look like this. Hi. And it'll have their first name. So hopefully you've at least gone in and been able to determine what their first and last names were. And then it gives them all this information on what to know about credit scores. Everything in this particular drip campaign, whether it's the long one, the 26 or the 12 weeks, is going to be something that helps them with thinking about buying their new home, considering condo or HOAs, any assistance that might be offered. You're going to get reminders to do phone calls, things like that. As part of the campaign, you don't want to lose touch with them. All right. And you can create your own.
So where do we find that page that shows the whole campaign?
You're going to go to marketing. It's going to be this little,
Okay.
now some of you might see, if you click on this, they call it a hamburger, this little stack up here. If you click on the stack, it opens the whole thing up. So you've got your marketing, you got your lead engine. Let's say you're doing a virtual open house. And you can actually create a landing page and build a squeeze page for a particular home that you're, or a particular service that you're offering. So you can actually custom make pages to offer specific things or to focus on specific homes and as a collection site. So this is a great way to make one-off pages, especially if you have your own listing. Web IDX, marketplace. Marketplace is just this. These are all the other things that they offer agents if you want to pay extra for. And then you actually, I believe you actually have your own business analytics page that you can look at. Company-wide, with all of our agents on board, we have just shy of 30,000 contacts into our system. And I wonder how many of them are actually getting contacted on any regular basis. And then support and training down here. This is great. I go here all the time. If you have a question or a comment, you can take basic training, everything that they've set up, or I go down here and click all articles on KVCORE and type in whatever question I might have, and it will come up with lists of particular articles or videos that are tied in. All right. What was your question?
You answered it.
I did. Okay, we got that. So you can actually go in, go back to marketing, smart campaigns, and you can actually add a campaign. You would do that by clicking here, add campaign. And you can actually go through and build, is this going to be for new leads, or contact is transferred hashtags. Maybe you're doing a campaign for specific hashtags. And so you've got something out on social media marketing. It comes in because you built a landing page. When you build a landing page, I have a video for that. I'll actually share it with you. on how to build your own landing and squeeze pages.
Questions?
It's very simple to do. And you can assign a hashtag. So if you're running a campaign, let's say you're doing an ad for a listing or something like that on social media. I post in two places. I post on my website, on my Facebook page, for instance, and then I boost. And then I direct the traffic to the website because I want the lead capture in this particular instance. And I put it in Marketplace. Marketplace is free. So if you had a listing, or let's say you just had a listing that you wanted to post, like I did a generic one, for instance, with a picture of a home, and it was just beautiful, upscale homes like this in Windermere. You interested, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, kind of whatever, call me for details, or click here for details, and it would go in, and they would have to, the website forces them to put in their name and phone number. And sometimes it's going to be fake or whatever. You're going to get those.
When you say marketplace, are you talking about Facebook Marketplace? Oh.
Yeah. So you can actually create a very simple pictorial ad with some text and post it on Facebook Marketplace. And they actually give you the format. You go in and create
From your
ad.
business page?
Create ad. You can do it from your,
business page?
well, you do everything from your personal. So when you create a Facebook business page, it's kind of attached to your personal. If you do business from your personal page, they can flag you for that. Yeah,
Facebook jail, right?
yeah,
Lately,
Facebook.
they've been flagging-
Facebook. No
lately
soup,
They've been flagging even for your.
no soup for you 1 year.
business one. Yeah.
Let's just do that real quick. It's not that difficult. Marketplace, where is it? All right, so I'm gonna go back up here to lead engine, and I'm gonna go build this. I'm gonna build a squeeze page. All right, so I clicked on lead engine, build a squeeze page, and here's my my email, my website address. And I want, let me see, lead engine down here to build a squeeze page.
Oh, Bill's squeeze page.
So here I would put multiple property. I usually will do a single property. For instance, I have one particular property that I want to push. Pull up the MLS for your listing, the MLS number. All right, so what's the MLS number?
0604.
It's O, right? The first-
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, 06.
0604
48,675.
88,675.
48,675.
O, so it's Orlando. Is it O?
Yeah,
Yeah. 604.
86. 75.
Bingo. 3220 Owassa finds it. Yep, that's what I want. I'm gonna do a Facebook ad. Hashtag. So this is really cool when you're doing a landing page and you're doing any kind of advertising, so especially if you're doing multiples, you want to know where the ads are coming from. So you can actually you can create your own hashtag. And for this, I'll just, test, whatever. So that'll be my hashtag, will be test. and it'll assign to it. You can assign multiple hashtags. And then property views allowed before registration. So maybe you could be nice and give them on their second. That's the default. So they get to see one property. If they want to see any more, they have to register. You could be mean and say immediate. As soon as you're on, I want your name and information. And that's all right down here. Or you can give them 3 or 4. You can just let them, do whatever they want, never register. But that's kind of missing the point, isn't it? Default's fine. All right, this is cool over here. You want to generate link. So now what this has done is this link, allen.ameriteam.com/all this stuff, and they give you a short link. Once you generate that link, you can copy that, and that's the link you're going to paste in all your ads. Now, it's a hyperlink. So if you have text in your advertising blurb, you can usually embed the hyperlink. So in some instances, you can say, want more information, click here. And in the click here, you can embed the hyperlink. Some aren't, you just have to provide the link. And so if you provide that, that's your link. It's going to bring you to that website. So don't lose the link, because once you hit save, you can't go back. That's it. So, but you can create a new one. As if you mess it up, you don't like what you did, you can always go back and redo it, get a new link. But these things, they last forever. This was, I think I still have it. Yeah, these are vacation homes. So I did a landing page for vacation homes. And this was a landing page, not a squeeze page. This is a landing page that I did. And so I was able to edit all of these things and do this, and people could, if they wanted information, they could punch in their information. A squeeze page might look more like this. This was my Windermere ad, homes like this in Windermere, boom. So they would click and it would come to something like this, where they would actually search for homes. 2 totally different looks.
But how would they get to that?
You would advertise it. That link that I have highlighted, you would copy that link, save it, and then anytime you wanted to drive traffic to that page, here, let's just do this. Generate link. I think we're done. Let's see. There you go. So it's already made. So I embed that link in an ad with maybe one photo. They click on it, and now they've got the whole layout right there. And by the way, since I'm advertising it, look at the agent. It's me, they're gonna call me. If I create this ad and I advertise it, they're going to call me. That's one of the things we're allowed with the IDX sites. We can advertise each other's listings. Most people, I've yet to run into this, and this question comes up often. There's nothing wrong with, if you want to advertise somebody's link, to giving that listing agent a call and say, I want to advertise, I want to find buyers for your house. I've never had an agent say no, unless you were advertising on Craigslist. I just stay away from Craigslist. So, but you can create your own Facebook and Google ads and post properties and draw leads. And if the ad's out there and the home is already sold, so this link has been created, it's done. Now what you can do is when you're doing a listing, you can let them know, we actually create a website dedicated just to your house. Here it is. You can send them the link. All the information's right there. And if they want to search for more, they want more information, they're going to click here. Boom. And then they have apps they can download for searching as well. All right. A little bit of a bonus. This is what a squeeze page would look like, seller squeeze page configuration, things like that sort. This will be a Facebook. And another hashtag. Test, maybe a test 2. And Orlando. Generate link. This is what your link looks like. Actually, that's not. See what your home's worth. Boom.
But you didn't tell it that you wanted it to say, see what your home's worth, did you? Or did I miss it?
FB locations. Oh, it's a seller squeeze.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why.
Okay.
If I go here to build a squeeze page. Yeah, it's going to be different. Single property. Oh, not a squeeze page. I'm sorry. A landing page. That's what I want. Here we go. All right. So build a landing page. And these, before you hit save, these are all editable. All of this text is editable. You can change your background. You can change the bullet points. You can even change all the wording on this. All of this is up here. This is a lead gen. I want to do lead gen. I'm going to put in a hashtag because I want to track. I want to track where my where my leads are coming from. I'll know that they came from this page, and I know what ads I posted. Here's a submit button test, so I can do a custom. I can do a custom button. URL after. Now, a URL after might be after they log in. It might send them to a different page. Might send them to a YouTube video, something of that sort. For instance, maybe you did a video walkthrough of your listing, and they've come through, and there's some information you want to give them. You can actually do a URL. Require a phone number. You can do that, and then the lead type. I'm looking for buyers. Once you hit save, you're done. It gives you it'll give you your link, and you're done. And that's this is pretty much the standard format. So this is more for offering services like the demo that I showed you, where it was investing in. This is what the final product looked like for investing in vacation homes. Depending on your market. Thought I had one in Spanish too, but I don't. Well, here's one we did. Here's one we did for our property management, maritime property management. So we're doing ads for Maritime Property Management, sends them to the site. Actually, I think the one we finally finished was this one. Yeah. Send it to this site. Hey, these are all the wonderful things we could do for you. Please register. This is for our campaign looking for landlords, property owners.
So how did you save that to where you could access it again so quickly?
Well, once you've edited all of your information,
Uh-huh.
you're going to hit save,
Right,
and it's going to give you the link,
right.
and you're going to save the link
But how did you do that? Like, it was in your.
here. Lead engine,
Yeah,
build landing page.
but I mean, you just accessed it from somewhere. I don't know where.
Well, that was a different one that I created a long time ago.
I understand that, but how did you save one you created a long time ago so that you could find it again? How did
Oh,
you do that?
so if you're in a well, let's put one up. So this one.
Yeah.
I saved it here. You can see the little blue star.
Yeah, so it's in your
I
favorites.
saved it as a favorite.
Gotcha.
Bookmarked it, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I just have a place where I keep them. Little bookmark under miscellaneous that says landing and squeeze pages, and that way you can keep them all in nice one little spot. I've got bookmarks here that I've kind of created over time that have lots of information in them. So the wonderful thing, the thing I like about Google Suite is no matter what computer I log in on, I have this access.
Mhm.
So it's really nice.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we had the time to do that. Any other questions? Anybody here feel comfortable about leads coming in on their phone, how to accept them, the process, how it goes through, and how we're going to be handling leads going forward? Any other KVCORE questions?
Does anybody notice when a lead comes through, how it kind of lags a little bit?
What do you mean lag?
Yeah, like, I'll accept it and then I'll try to send an email or a message and it doesn't like show immediately.
From your phone or from your computer?
No, from my phone because I have the app.
I haven't. Generally, you know what? I don't know. Generally what I do is if all the leads that don't get accepted just come to me. Basically, a lead shows up on my phone. I'm usually sitting down at my computer at some point to write the message. I don't like working on my phone. I mean, it's good for information and quick whatever. And sometimes I'll do a quick reply. But for the most part, I haven't worked a lot on my phone. I just receive data. I rarely send it. I had a lead. I sat down, I opened up my laptop, sent out my emails, made my contacts, and then poof, I was done. Closed the laptop and went on.
Yeah, the ones that I've been that I have accepted, I've done it through my phone. I'm always, receiving them through my phone. I don't sit down on the computer to, do anything with it.
And you're noticing a
But I
lag?
noticed that, it takes a little bit of time for it to, kind of like refresh and show what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if it might be my phone carrier or the actual app itself.
I know and I've done this before, when I pull up my app, there is a way. And I think you can toggle, but in your app, there's I can't really show this. There's I call that little 3 lines horizontal. They call it a hamburger.
Mhm.
Apparently that's the official name for it. You can actually, down at the bottom, you can actually switch to web version and you get exactly what you see on your screen, but just, it's tiny. Makes working a little bit more difficult, but it arranges it nicely on your phone. And, you can open up and say, well, okay, there's my marketing and lead engines and stuff like that. Here's my smart CM, and I want to see just my contacts.
Yeah, I haven't tried doing that, but maybe I'll try
But
next time.
you could try that, and then the hamburger will close the window back down, so you're just in your own smart CRM. And then you can scroll with your thumb across. I like, Teresa and I use, when we use the MLS, sometimes we use the app for quick reference, but I still actually have a shortcut on my phone that logs in to the MLS, just like you were logging on a computer screen and doing the search just like that. And then when I pull in my cut sheet, all of that information, I just do a screen capture, boom, and I have it digitally with me. I can forward that off. I can cut all the realtor remarks out of it and send it off to a customer, stuff like that. So Dot Loop's the same way. I go to Dot Loop a lot of times. Any one of you might call me and say, hey, can you look at a contract? I go to Dot Loop, I download it, and then I bring it up into my, you see me walking around with it to my desk right now. I have this little notepad. I bring it up on my notepad. I mark it all up and send it back to you. Dot Loop doesn't have all the features in the app that it would as if you were using a computer. So Dot Loop is another one of those apps that's kind of good for a quick reference, or yeah, grab them, quick send to whomever. But I do all my work actually on the web version. So try that next time, Martha. Put it into web version mode and see if it works quicker.
Okay, thank you. The MLS app actually works really well too.
I have been
Got
working
it.
with it more, and I've been working with the RPR too, the RPR
Yeah.
app. I like that as well. All right. Any other questions? All right, I've already contacted KVCORE. We're going to be hopefully before the end of the week turning on our lead source. And as we go forward, we'll be looking for other lead sources as well. So once that's on and the spigot's turned on, you will all get a notification to be prepared. And hopefully it'll be a little more like, you know, 1 or 2 a day as opposed to 1 or 2 a week. And we'll get you rolling. All right. All right. That's it. I can stop this and stop recording.